Hello! In this video, I made my own Mascot horror game in 1 month. Recently, I played Poppy's Playtime and explored the world of Mascot horror games. I've seen how they've gained massive popularity, and even questionable ones like Garden of Banban have blown up. And I think I can make a better game than this. So, I decided to make my own Mascot horror game. These games typically feature a mascot that appears cute and friendly, but in reality is very evil and trying to kill you. In the end, I made this project which you see on the screen right now, Bobo's Fun Zone. In this game, you navigate a kids' entertainment center while you look for your child who is attending a birthday party here. You will have to navigate eerie corridors and find out what happened, but make sure to be careful, as a freaky animatronic, Bobo will be watching you and trying to kill you. But the question is, how did I end up with this project? Let's get started. At first, I sat down and brainstormed some ideas. I knew I wanted to make this game, but couldn't think of anything. Until a childhood memory popped up. As a kid, I remembered going to America and visiting Chuck E. Cheese with my cousin. Chuck E. Cheese is a chain of family entertainment centers primarily found in America, featuring arcade games, amusement rides, and pizzerias. The venues are designed for families and often host birthday parties and other celebrations. One of the key attractions of this place was an animatronic character called Chuck E. Cheese, which performs on stage to entertain the guests. It was a fun place. So, I had my idea. It was to take the familiar setting of a kids' entertainment center, once a place full of joy and laughter, and twist it into a nightmarish landscape. Players would have to navigate through the decaying remnants of a once beloved establishment. The protagonist of the game would be a father. Earlier that day, you would have dropped off your daughter to attend a birthday party. However, when you return later to collect her, it's empty and no one is there. Blood is everywhere. Although you can't just leave, you need to find out what happened and where your daughter is. The game's narrative would gradually unravel through notes and recordings. As the player explores the place, they will uncover the dark secrets of the entertainment center, revealing the tragic events that led to its downfall and the whereabouts of what happened to the people. Now that I had my idea, I got to work. I booted up Unreal Engine and created a project from the first-person template. This gave me a simple first-person character that could move around and jump. The next thing I did was block out the design of the kids' entertainment center. I wanted it to feature multiple places. Some of the areas I added were a party room, a bowling alley, a kids' mini-golf area, and more. However, as I was making my level, I encountered my first issue. So far, when I was designing and making my levels, everything took place in this big level. So when you were playing the game, everything was loaded in at once, even areas you didn't need to see. This was not great to optimization. So what I did was a technique called level streaming. Level streaming is a technique used in game development to efficiently manage and load different parts or levels of a game as needed, rather than loading the entire game world at once. This is particularly beneficial for large and open world games where loading everything into memory simultaneously could be resource intensive and impact performance. So, how exactly does this work? Imagine your game is divided into various sections or levels. When a player is in a specific area, only the content relevant to that area is loaded into memory. As the player moves through the game, different sections are loaded and unloaded dynamically based on the player's actions and location. So this is what I did. I split up my map into many different levels and then kind of combined them all into one big level and loaded and unloaded the parts that I needed when the player reached certain points. So with this, I had kind of optimized my game a bit. So now I had my different levels, although the game was kind of feeling like a walking simulator, and I wanted to add a bit of spice to it. I wanted the player to have to solve puzzles to progress and figure out the mystery of what happened. Initially, I wanted the player to have a main item to help them solve puzzles. In games like Poppy Playtime, they have the grab pack, which you could use to extend your arms. In games like Portal, you have the portal gun, which you can use to shoot portals. But I couldn't really think of a unique specific item that you could use in this center. So what I went with is that there are going to be many different items that the player can find in the game, and you're going to use them to solve puzzles. For example, you find this toy gun. What will you use it for? I also designed some other puzzles, although I don't want to really reveal kind of how they work and how I designed them, so you can wait to play the game and get to explore them for yourself without knowing anything before. Now I had the base idea for my game. It would be set in a kids' entertainment center, but I needed a mascot. I found this creepy robot animatronic online and I decided this would be the main mascot for my game. I changed him up a bit and I gave him a bright yellow coat and a blue ribbon. Then I got some artwork of him done and placed it around my map. I decided to name him Bobo. Ages ago, I had this channel on YouTube where I did these 3D animations of a rabbit and a fox character. It was kind of meant to be like Tom and Jerry and Itchy and Scratchy, although I deleted it so I don't have any footage, but that show was called Bobo and Rufus, and in that show the rabbit was called Bobo, so I decided I'd just keep that name. And I also wanted the game to have some family-friendly appeal to it, so I decided to add Fun Zone to it. So in the end, the game's name would be called Bobo's Fun Zone. I thought this was a nice name for a kids' entertainment center. So in the game, I made it so Bobo is always watching you, and you'll feel this. Your job is going to be to navigate while escaping Bobo, if he chooses to appear. Once I had my main villain and a couple of the areas done, I updated the first person character so he did a head bob animation when he was walking, and the camera shook a bit more violently when he was sprinting. This was a small change, but it helped add immersion. Talking about immersion, I did not want the player to feel like they were just in the environment of my game. I wanted the player to be able to interact and play with the objects in my game, so I gave the player the ability to pick up items and throw them around. Look, you can even go bowling in the bowling alley if you want to. I added a couple more areas and I decided it was time to make a trailer and a Steam page. I headed to Steamworks and created the page. You had to submit your page for approval before it could be released. Luckily this was smooth, it only took a couple of days. They let me know that some of my screenshots were in a weird resolution. I fixed this and then launched my Steam page. The page is live now. If you could add this game to your wishlist, you will be notified when the game comes out. Additionally, when you add this game to your wishlist, it helps improve the page's visibility, which will hopefully share the game with more people. So if you could add this game to your wishlist, I would greatly appreciate it. You'll be able to find the link for the game in the description of this video, and I'll also make it appear somewhere on the screen now. Thank you to all of you who add it. So, what are my future plans? Not every single area in my game is done. I still need to make a couple more sections, and there's the secret cutscene which I'm working on. When you view it, I think you'll enjoy it. I want to add some more lore to the game. So far I've focused more on making the environments and mechanics of this game. This is in the work for now, so nothing is confirmed, but in the game there are some computer screens. Right now they're empty, but I'm thinking I'm either going to make this have some lore of the game, or maybe it can contain footage of Bobo chasing people or killing them. I'm also going to add an original soundtrack for this game. Someone contacted me about this, which is great. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it and want to support me, please add the game to your wishlist. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.